Are you or someone you know an employee? Then you may be entitled to financial compensation. Just kidding. Hi, my name's KELGORE. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be having a ton of fun. We're gonna make fun of videos that are like how to get your employees to stop stealing from you. And in case you're new to the channel, we love workers and we love the working class and we also love doing crimes, okay? This is the crime spot. You're my little criminals. So I did go through some different searches on YouTube and I tried to find a couple good videos for us to watch, but I didn't really watch any of them all the way through or analyze them. I just picked ones that I thought were funny. And let me tell you, the vibes? Oh no, there's no vibes. Vibe check. None.
No vibes detected.
Okay, so the biggest thing I want you to keep in mind today is why. Why are these employees stealing from their place of work? Is it because they're evil, rotten, terrible people who just love doing bad things? No. Obviously, there might be some bad people out there, but I'm sure a lot of the examples that we're going to look at, it's more a matter of desperation because despite working at a job, these people just don't have enough money. So they take a risk and steal from work. Little bits, sometimes bigger bits. We'll talk about if there's any nuance or difference, really. More than anything, we're going to be looking at the response to employee theft, and I just don't see it as very effective, this response. Yes, there are greedy people in the world, and of course, certain types of fraud really hurt innocent people, and it really sucks. But for the most part, we're talking about how to stop your waitresses from not ringing in the sodas and stuff like that. And it's so stupid. Also, they pull out a lot of statistics, which we're also going to go over. And I just really don't like how it's framed and how the statistics are, oh God, I cannot say that word. I feel like these statistics, these stats are used against the wrong people. Please remember that there are so many jobs out there that are truly underpaid, especially as we see more and more inflation and the higher cost of living in general. And I also want you to remember that the employers are profiting off of the labor of these people, their time, their life. I gotta do it. I gotta do the wage theft chart. Here's the wage theft chart. I'll put it on the screen. This shows how much bosses and employers steal from their workers, okay? The amount of wage theft that occurs in America outweighs robberies and larceny and burglaries and all that kind of stuff combined by a lot. So how about you fucking call the police about that? How about you talk about the surge in crime when it comes to wage theft? Oh, what? You don't give a fuck about American workers? Got it. And don't get it twisted. These bosses are not providing jobs and we should suck their butts because of it. They are using hourly workers to operate their business for them, and they do not adequately compensate those workers. Oh, but small businesses. I don't care. Okay, go watch my video about small businesses. If you're going to go in my comments and defend bosses and CEOs and millionaires and a bunch of other people who don't even know you exist, you're going to get screenshotted, and then I'm going to show it to my friends on Twitter, and they're all going to make fun of you. Okay, so go ahead. Go ahead and do it. Every newspaper and police officer and politician already works hard every day to defend and protect business owners. The whole system is designed to protect capital and the owners of capital. So can you please just let us employees have a fun little video where we joke about stealing money from our boss? Okay, can we just have this one little thing? All right, anyways, let's freaking go. We're going to get as many fun videos in as we can, but I'm not going to make you sit through these entire videos because honestly, a lot of it is, it's they make these PowerPoint videos. So it's pretty boring. We're just going to get the highlights. I'll sit here and watch them, but I'm just going to give you guys the highlight reel.
Hello, my name is Jerry Wilson. I'm the owner of Hospitality Technology Solutions. I've been in the point of sale business for over 30 years. My company was designed to bring technology to aid business owners like you so you could control your people, product, payments, and profits.
Control your people. Okay.
In this video, we're going to talk about a concept of theft that's a lot harder to detect than others. It's a little more difficult. In our industry, the point of sale industry, there's a common rule of thumb, and that is you judge how much a bartender is stealing by the car they drive.
Okay. I love this little picture that he uses of this bartender. First of all, because what fucking year is it? Hey, I don't know what you're doing over there, but whatever you did made my video all glitchy, okay? So knock it off. Trying to talk about stealing here, all right? Just kidding. I don't know what happened. The original video file for this got completely screwed up. I'm gonna do my best for the rest of the video to minimize the amount of terrible video quality that you guys see. I don't want you guys to have to watch my autofocus go in and out and glitches and stuff. So we're gonna try to have fun. I'm gonna make myself very small for parts of this. Sorry if it's kind of annoying. Also, we're still gonna be able to watch the actual videos that we're reacting to, so it should still be fun. But sorry about the video quality on this one. Oh man, this is an OG bartender right here. This is awesome. I just think it's funny that he says you can judge how much a bartender is stealing by the car they drive. He's kind of implicitly saying, I expect the employees to be broke as shit. Whereas, like, if the boss showed up in a nice car, I'm sure everyone would just expect that kind of bullshit. But God forbid a full-time employee or something pulls up in a nice car. Just kind of rubs me the wrong way. Also, you don't know how this person manages their money. You don't know if their family has money. You don't know if they do some other thing on the side that makes them money. But you're just going to assume if they drive a nice car, they're fucking stealing from you.
Now, I've told this to a bar owner before, and he said, just wait just a minute. And he got up, he walked out of the restaurant and looked out in the parking lot, came back a whole lot madder than when he left, mumbling something about how he was going to have a talk with the bartender. Think about it. How many bartenders do you know that drive a Yugo? Probably not many.
What? Yugo? What? He posted this in 2013. He's holding an iPad.
In this case, the bartenders, one of the things they'll do is that they'll bring their own bottle of liquor to work with them. If your restaurant or bar is real popular with Jack and Coke, he's going to bring a bottle of Jack Daniels, and he's going to pour out of his bottle rather than yours. And he's going to take the money rather than put it in the drawer.
Does this happen? Maybe. Have I ever seen this? Absolutely not. It's smart, though. I mean, you can use this one. Feel free to use this.
Another way that employees can steal from you is with the new technology. Did you know that there's a product called Square? And with that product, your employees can have point of sale on their iPad. You can go to Walmart, and for $9.86, you or your employee can get a Square account.
Also, again, I've never known anybody that does this. I don't know if he's going to mention it, but he put down on the screen here. Proven stat, 80% of employees will steal if given the chance. First of all, I don't even know if that's true. I feel like I've worked with a lot of people that are actually super duper honest. Let's say though, let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say this is totally true. Are they not getting paid enough? Are they not getting their needs met? Are they bitter about something? Do they feel like maybe the boss doesn't work hard and they show up to work in a super nice fucking car and you just got your car repossessed? People gotta live, and you pay people less than a living wage, so.
You've got a bartender who's bringing in his own bottle, or you have an employee who's bringing in their own point of sale system. Either one is going to take a little extra effort on your part. You can also put in a camera system that will also detect or watch what the bartender's doing. That was a little more difficult because it's going to require you to watch a lot of video. Involvement and being observant is what you're going to have to do to catch that bartender pouring out of their own bottle.
Oh man, the boss is going to have to be involved if they want to stop theft. That's a deal breaker.
So be observant. Look for what's going on in order to catch those people stealing from you.
I'm watching you. Like, this is the part where it becomes really dehumanizing. Security cameras in general kind of give me the willies. Maybe if you fucking ever showed up at the business, you could watch me from here. But instead they install these cameras and they're not even there, and they just it's just the threat of them watching. And it keeps people from maybe slacking off or something. And they're, oh, fucking boss is watching. It's just micromanaging. These jobs are already dehumanizing. Okay? So when you add, on top of that, you add surveillance, you're kind of asking for people to fucking hate your guts. And you don't have to be best friends with your employees. It's probably better if you aren't. But you should accept and understand that you're already exploiting them. And if you're not going to pay them a reasonable wage, then yeah, I guess you have to do dehumanizing shit like this to make them not steal. But they're going to go and they're going to get a fucking better job. And you're going to have super high employee turnover. So I'm just saying.
What I want to do is to stop your employees from taking home more money than you do.
Taking home more money than you do. Yeah, doubtful. Every minute that they're clocked in, you're also earning a wage off of that because you fucking steal the surplus value of their labor. Okay, so this one is kind of funny. We're not gonna play the whole thing, but he talks about cashier stacking, which I saw come up multiple times, and I'm guessing it must be a thing, but I really just feel like this one is so fucking petty.
In this series of videos, we're going to talk about employee theft, how you can recognize it and how you can stop it. With a third of the bankruptcies of businesses due to employee theft, we're going to aim to help cut that off and reduce that number drastically.
Oh, what's that fucking statistic? 33% of bankruptcies due to employee theft. I would just like to point out that this is a video about cashiers. Cashiers are some of the lowest paid workers in America. I'd just like to point out this little statistic he said. I looked it up and it's from the Chamber of Commerce, which, huge red flag. Don't ever trust anything that the Chamber of Commerce or the Better Business Bureau fucking says. These are private organizations, okay? They sound like they're bureaucratic government organizations, but they are not. They exist to help business owners, okay? Not the consumers. And definitely not the fucking employees. I found this Forbes article and it talks about employee theft. It's called "Your Employees Are Probably Stealing From You. Here are 5 ways to put an end to it." And it says, what's the likelihood that your business will fall victim to an employee fraud scheme? Consider this. 75% of employees have stolen from their employer at least once, according to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber of Commerce also found that up to 30% of business failures may be the result of employee fraud and abuse. So then it says, zeroing in on just one type of employee fraud, embezzlement, provides a clear picture of the disparate rates of occurrence of fraud within small and large organizations. A report on white-collar crime released by the insurance company Hiscox, whatever, found that over 80% of theft occur at companies that have fewer than 150 employees, and half occur at companies with 25 or fewer employees. Employee fraud schemes can come in many forms and sizes. The most common include check tampering, payroll schemes, billing schemes, and expense padding. How many of those sound like things that cashiers have access to at their jobs? This sounds like something someone in accounting or upper management has access to, right? This doesn't sound like something that the fucking 7-Eleven cashier can do. Is it okay for those white-collar employees to be doing this, like, check tampering and everything? No, it's not okay. I'm not saying that I blame these people, but it is so much different when an accountant does a bunch of fucking fraud versus blaming this shit on servers and cashiers. It just really bothered me that he fucking put that in there.
In this video, we're going to talk about a concept called stacking. This is how employees who are stealing from you keep track of how much money they got to take out of the till by the end of the day. Now, stacking involves something, a real simple concept. It can be usually done with coins. That is, you'll look around the register and you'll see coins, pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, that are just laying around instead of being in the drawer. This is an indication of the employee who is tracking how much money that they need to take out before you count the till. Generally, pennies equal $1, nickels, $5, dimes, 10, and so forth. What you want to make sure of is that all the coins are in the drawer. If they're stacked around the counter on the cash drawer, that's an indication of a thief. But they don't have to use just coins. They can use anything out of a knick-knack drawer. You can use paper clips for $1, safety pins for $5, and so forth. Any kind of device, anything like that laying around could be an indication of a thief. The most creative that I've seen was somebody using M&Ms. They had stacks of reds and blues and greens and yellows on the counter. And they were all lined up real nice and neat. I walked up and ate me a bunch of candy and said, let's go count your drawer.
First of all, I don't know. I don't know if I buy this, that people are using rubber bands and scissors and M&Ms to do their stacking. I don't fucking know about that. And I know this video is slightly outdated, but later in the video and in a lot of his other videos, so many of the little schemes and stuff that he talks about people doing are 100% only possible if the person is paying in cash. Okay, there's some other really funny ones. Wow, this intro, man. Okay, so this guy is just talking about, he has like a lawn care business and he has a bunch of landscapers, and we're not going to watch the entire thing because he just kind of rambles, but this intro part really fucking cracked me up.
Hello again, everyone. This is George Packard with Family Lawn and Landscape, and welcome to another yet exciting edition of Shop Talk. Today we're going to talk about different ways your employees can steal from you. This is something that's come up a lot. I get asked this a lot, when I run into people on YouTube and whatnot about how many times have your employees stolen from you, what have they done, what ways, this, that, and the other. So I thought I'd finally just put together a video on this and just share it with you. It does happen, obviously. Theft is a bad thing, but it happens, Right from the very beginning, I'm just going to tell you what, the different things that have happened to me and some of the things that you can watch for and help improve your business efficiency, okay? You got to make money and employees will take it from you. That's just the way it is. So you got to watch that. Here's what we do. Number one, time, okay? Time is a big deal because employees, here's a good example. I had one guy I was talking to the other day that told me that his guys don't get to the job sites till like 8:30 every morning. So they show up at 7 o'clock in the morning, they don't get to the job site till 8:30. Well, what do they do for an hour and a half, okay? Once I put the GPS units in my trucks, I was able to really monitor this better and see what was happening. A lot of times my guys would screw off, 45 minutes in the morning, screw off, an hour and a half for lunch, then screw off another, half an hour or 45 minutes or an hour even sometimes between 4 and 5 o'clock or 6 and 7 or whatever. But it's all time that you were paying your guys for. I didn't realize that until I put the GPS tracking units in our trucks that I really was able to see this. But if you figure it out, I mean, even if they robbed you out of 2 hours of time, 2 hours throughout that day where they just screwed off basically and you paid them, and if you just say you're paying your guys.
Okay, that's pretty much it. I just thought it was so funny how many times he said screw off. We're getting one person's side of the story here, but these guys, they're screwing off, okay? This whole fucking concept of time theft really bothers me because I'm like, you're paying them hourly to steal their time. You're the one stealing here. And I don't fucking like it. He literally just admitted that he's paying these guys $10 an hour. Dude, you posted this video in 2015. $10 an hour? Fucking jack shit. And they're doing manual labor. So if they need some time in between to do other stuff, to get food, to rest, to just sit around and screw off, just let them. You're paying them so fucking little. Also, if you work at one of these jobs, please tell me about it in the comments. I want to hear your horror stories. I want to hear your nightmare boss who watches you on the fucking cameras. I want to hear all this shit because I know a lot of you guys go and work these terrible jobs and you get paid jack shit for it. And in return, you get zero trust. So it's a lot of fun. Anyways, okay, let's watch a different one. Oh yeah, this one cracked me up because first of all, it's like 4:3 aspect ratio, but also like the graphics he uses. So let's go.
Well, I know what you're thinking. Not my employees. They would never steal from me. Well, I've got some disturbing news for you. If you have employees, there's a very good chance at least one of them is stealing from you. According to the Association of Certified Fraud Examiners, a typical business will lose on the average of 6% of revenue from employee theft. Now, the frequency of internal theft as compared to external theft is slightly lower, but the loss per incident is much higher as it can occur over a period of time. The Retail Council of Canada estimates that 1/3 of inventory shrinkage can be caused or attributed to internal theft or employee theft.
Damn, look at that pie chart.
So how can we minimize internal theft? Well, we're going to look at some different ways of trying to minimize internal theft. Let me first remind you that sometimes your best customer can be a shoplifter and your best employee can be a thief.
Then how are they your best employee and your best customer if they're thieves? That doesn't add up, my guy. I am obsessed with his style. And I love that he's like looking off to the side of the screen. Like the whole time while I was filming, I was like, hello. Okay. I really want to watch this. I don't know if you guys know what Montgomery Ward was. It was basically kind of like Sears. Like a lot of big corporations, they had amazing fucking VHS training videos. But this one is the Montgomery Ward loss prevention training.
Okay, Karen, I'll be there to assist.
Excuse me, sir. I'm with Montgomery Ward Loss Prevention and Safety. I'd like to determine the ownership of that cordless phone you have.
I didn't take anything.
I saw you conceal the merchandise under your shirt. We also have you on videotape.
That's him, right over there.
There are a lot of witnesses here. Don't make this worse than it is. Please come with me to the office.
I thought it was interesting that they opened with that very serious sketch of someone stealing and shoplifting from the store. But the rest of this video, most of it is about monitoring the employees. So
About a month ago, I noticed that this customer was coming in just about every day. Since he always bought something, I figured he wasn't a shoplifter. But I got suspicious when I realized that he always waited until Rob Kovac was at the register. So yesterday, I watched them much more closely. He took 3 answering machines to the counter, but Rob only scanned the ticket on one of them. I figured the customer must have changed his mind about getting the other 2, but Rob bagged all 3. I checked the journal tape just to be sure that he'd only paid for one, and he had. He saw me watching him, so he must know that I'm suspicious, but I don't know, he must not care, because the same customer came back later, and the same thing happened with cordless phones. I call that really nervy. I mean, does he think I'm just going to look the other way?
Well, Jennifer, loss prevention and safety knows your department has a serious shortage problem. We suspect associate theft is the reason, and we've been watching your department closely for about a week.
Watching it? You mean with the hidden cameras?
Yes, we're also conducting shopping tests and checking associates for underringing and unauthorized discounts to friends. We would have caught him eventually. Well, this is going to make it a lot quicker.
Will he go to jail like the guys that you caught stealing and receiving?
Well, he might. If the court finds him guilty, he's definitely going to lose his job. You see, the company comes down hard on associates who steal. It makes us less profitable.
Well, people who steal make me angry, and when it's people that I work with, I get even more upset. Because they're not just stealing from Montgomery Ward, they're stealing from me, too. Oh, I have to get back to work here.
You know, Jennifer, I'd like to take action on this report.
All right.
I'm sure you already know about the cash award.
The cash award?
Yes, it's part of the Profit Partner Recognition Program.
Oh, I remember reading about it somewhere, but I guess I didn't pay much attention to it.
Let me tell you about the program. As I explained to Jennifer, the Profit Partner and Recognition Program acknowledges associates who take action or provide information that helps protect our assets. When that information leads to the apprehension and termination of a dishonest associate, the reporting associate receives $250 in cash and 10% of all recoveries. The smallest cash incentive a Profit Partner can earn is a $10 gold medallion, and the largest is $2,000. Ask your facility manager or loss prevention and safety manager for details. Dishonest associates steal from us in dozens of different ways that affect our bottom line. And often, you don't know they're stealing, even when you're looking right at them. Some don't charge for labor on vehicles or merchandise for themselves or others. Others conspire with friends or family members to defraud us. Instead of ringing a sale, they give their accomplice a refund for merchandise. This is a favorite ploy among shoplifters, too. And some conspire with dishonest people outside of the company to steal our merchandise. Associates who steal from us are just out for themselves. They don't care about you or me, care that they're threatening our jobs by making Montgomery Ward less profitable. If you suspect someone of being dishonest, help protect our profits by reporting them. Other dishonest people who steal our profits are shoplifters.
I think that's probably enough. It's just more like that. I mean, we're almost done with this video, and this has all been about associate stealing or whatever. And I just think it's really fucked up. But I also just want to point out there's this cash incentive for if you are a narc and you fucking report your coworkers. Montgomery Ward would rather pay, at the time, really high prices for all this equipment. They would rather pay this Andy guy to sit there and monitor everybody. Like, that's a full-time job for him. They would rather give out bonuses to people who are stealing than ever compensate their fucking employees enough to make them give a fuck about the company. Instead of just giving your employees a stake in the company so that they have a reason to give a fuck about Montgomery Ward or whatever, making it a co-op, making them a partner or something, giving them incentives to give a fuck, financial incentives. They would rather jump through all these hoops to make sure that people aren't stealing. Okay, so then it goes mostly into the shoplifting stuff, so we're going to skip that. Okay, we got a couple more here. What's this one?
In the 21st century, the most important asset of any company is human capital, or what's better known as employees. And if you think back to the early 20th century, other things were more important than human capital, right? Capital was more important, buying machinery and equipment. But now, having motivated, hardworking employees is what separates great companies from the rest. But I'm not sure if you ever realized, if you had anybody who worked in the retail industry, and if you talk to these people about when they went to work at the Gap or something like that, there was a lot of security.
In the 21st century, the most important asset of any company is its human capital, or what's better known as employees. And then it shows people in like a fucking textile sweatshop.
Around what they did. For example, when you work for one of these retail stores in the mall, there's an actual room you go in a lot of cases, and that room, you put your bags there, you can't, that room is like a separate room, and then you walk into the establishment. And the reason they do this is because they know, the employers know, that the largest way they lose money is by employee theft. In fact, if you look at some of the statistics by the Association of Certified Fraud Examiners, they say that over $50 billion a year is stolen by employees. In fact, 75% of employees steal at least once from their employer. What's shocking to me is the next one, where the U.S. Chamber of Commerce said that 33% of bankruptcies, one of the reasons for that is employee theft.
But is it? Is it still, even though we have all of this surveillance and everything? And if it is common, is it really Gap employees that it's adding up to 50 billion or whatever? Or is it these fucking people who actually have control over the finances and payroll and everything for a company? Because it's really, really gross how these people are treated like fucking prisoners when they arrive and leave from work. But like, are they really the ones accounting for those statistics? I really fucking doubt, though, that just because the business owners report that the reason they went bankrupt was because their employees were stealing from them, it does not mean the employees were stealing from them. Okay, honestly, the rest of that video is pretty boring. So I think there's like one or two more that I want to look at, and then that'll be it.
Hi there, my name is Craig Ingstrom, and I'm the co-owner of Covert Investigative Services, a full-service private investigation company in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. American businesses, as well as businesses around the world, no matter how big or small they are, suffer from employee theft greatly, even up to bankruptcy. All right, so let's get into the nuts and bolts of what you should be looking for and when you should start worrying. The first and most common type of employee theft is time theft, which means spending time during the workdays on personal needs apart from work responsibilities.
Also, this guy is a PI, and it's like, oh, are you a PI that investigates time theft?
So employees that seem less productive than other employees probably are wasting time, and you should be looking into that. So, if your employee does not have enough time to do simple tasks during the day with no reasonable explanation, it probably is a sign of time theft. Do you really want to pay for that? You can also look for things like variances in schedules, such as one driver taking longer than all other drivers on a similar route or similar length or volume of product.
Right there, he says, like, the most common thing is time theft. You're the one stealing their fucking time, okay? They get a finite amount of time on this earth, and they're spending hours of it working for you at this bullshit job, okay? So yeah, if they slack off or something, you just have to account for that, okay? Also, the fact that so many people who are legally supposed to be given paid breaks never receive those breaks is like reverse time theft, like time theft by the employer, and that is so fucking common. One last one. 2 common ways employees steal from small businesses is what this is called.
For my long career as a financial controller, I have seen so many different types and shapes of employee fraud. And although it may shock you, it doesn't surprise me at all to know that 75% of employees admit to have stolen from the company at least once.
I don't really know if I trust some of these statistics that they throw out. It seems like they're all just repeating the same statistics over and over, and I'd really like to know the origin of some of these things that they repeat. And also, what a fucking employer gets to call theft seems pretty wonky. Sometimes it's time theft. Sometimes it's that they're stealing leads or stealing clients and taking them over to their own business. Dude, that's fucking capitalism. That's your whole thing. I feel like it's just another example of like business owners and capitalists who want to reap all the benefits and exploit all the workers, but they don't ever want to get exploited back. And they're so fucking scared of that, and it's their worst fucking nightmare. And that's why they watch these kind of videos.
Life. So Friday night is pizza night in my household, and every Friday around 8 p.m. I head over to the local pizzeria with my wife and 3 kids and get a large pie, half plain, half sausage. Okay, so this is what we do every Friday night. I usually walk in, and the guy who works there knows me, and so he usually yells something like, 1 large pie, half plain, half sausage, come right up. So he knows me, right? So that's what he gets for me. We sit down at one of the tables, and soon enough we are served hot, delicious pizza. At the end of it, the guy usually says something like, I hope you enjoyed the pizza, Mr. Hanna. That'll be $26. And I usually hand him over $30 in cash, and he takes it back to the register. Here's the interesting thing. I noticed that he simply opens up the cash register, puts the $30 and takes $4 back and brings it back to me. He doesn't bring it up, like he doesn't key in the $30 in the cash register, which means that the cash register has no record of the transaction. And he can simply grab the $26 later for himself without the owner ever noticing. Now I'm friends with the owner, and I'm a law-abiding citizen of my town, and I felt like I had an obligation to let him know. So I told the owner of the place, and he discovered that this employee was stealing with him in this way and in some other ways as well. He was giving some free food to some of his friends and doing some other things that the owner didn't like, and he ended up firing him.
Imagine admitting that you're this much of a narky, Karen little bitch. It's one thing if you notice someone doing that, and maybe in the future you start to pay with cards because you're morally opposed to this, and they don't consider like, hey, my friend who owns the pizzeria owns his own business. Let's see, does he own his own cars? Does he own a house? And then stop to consider the person who's actually fucking here working. What is their lifestyle like? Let's hear the narc tell his side of the story. We're never going to get the other guy's side of the story, ever.
Here are some good ways, good controls to hedge against employee theft. Number 1, make sure you pay a fair wage, and if you can, on the higher end of the industry average. Employees tend to steal from employers who they feel are cheap and not valuing their time or talent.
Wow, so he even admits, make sure you pay a fair wage. Now let me ask you, Mr. Narcface, does your friend pay the pizza guy a good living wage? And what do you consider a living wage? What would you be able to live off of? I think that's enough of that. This is getting to be a very, very, very long video. I hope some of this advice can at least help you steal a little bit more from your employer. Remember to be nice to employees everywhere, okay? But if you see something, don't fucking say something. They don't need these let me talk to the manager types when they are already being watched by the manager, they're being watched by their coworkers, sometimes they're being watched by fucking security cameras. They don't need to also be watched by a bunch of stupid customers. If you're on my side about this, one thing you can do is carry more cash with you. I don't mean like anything crazy, but I mean like when you go into a cafe or a bar or, a 7-Eleven or something, pay in cash. It's actually very quaint and fun. It's really nice to have cash. It's usually really quick. And yeah, I know right now there's a coin shortage, so maybe some people are going to say don't do that. But I don't think the coin shortage matters if the employee is stealing it. So don't worry about it. I'm just saying that it's one of the easiest ways for these very low paid employees to supplement their income. And a lot of times we're talking about giant corporations that do all types of stealing from you, the consumer, from the employees, and from the public in general by like not paying taxes and just, skirting the law and all this stuff. So I know there's going to be some hate on this video. That's it for today. Sorry for telling you guys to go do crimes, but that's just kind of what we do on this channel. I'm just kidding. I really feel like it's just ethically, it's so much more important to care about the quality of life of people than it is to worry about the profit margins of a little business or something. Also, thank you to my patrons for choosing this fun topic. If you would like to control my actions, become a patron, and then you can vote on the videos I do. Also, if you've made it this far in the video, you are pretty much obsessed with me, so why don't you go ahead and follow me on social media. Twitter is where I do the majority of my unfiltered shit posting. Instagram, though, I just started an Instagram, and it's gonna be like video promos, little sneak peeks, maybe behind the scenes, and if I ever leave the house and do anything cool, maybe I'll post about it on there. All of the links will be below. Pick one. You don't have to follow me on all of them. You'll probably get really sick of me if you do that. But thank you so much for subscribing, and I have been having a lot of fun with these videos lately. 10,000 subs, that's freaking crazy. And get excited for next week's video, because once again, we're gonna be learning how to become financially free, except this time with Jesus. Okay? Bye-bye.